Hi guys, how's it going? And welcome back. This is DBcrypto. Today I'm joined by Frank and Nate, who are the CEO and CFO of a project called Coindaily. So Coindaily is a blockchain primary market integrated service platform, which is quite a one-liner, and I'll break that down in a minute. But first of all, of course, thank you, Frank and Nate, for coming on today.
Hello, this is Frank.
And Nate?
Hello guys, this is Nate, CFO of Coindaily. Nice to see you guys over here.
Awesome. So a little bit of background, Frank, master in cryptography and also a background in mathematics and finance. And Nate's been educated in economics and accounting with some work experience at Ernst & Young or EY in their audit line, which is of course really good for any CFO. So first of all, my first question is, could you explain to the community, either of you, what you and the team are building at Coindaily and what you mean by blockchain primary market integrated service platform?
Okay, we call it the primary market integrated service platform. Actually, it's ICO platform. On this platform, you could find many ICO projects, and you also can invest such projects.
Excellent. So it's sort of you're focused on, like I said, the primary market, so ICOs, as you've said, early stage blockchain projects, and providing users with sort of a holistic platform for information, for updates, etc.
Yeah, information and investment channels.
Excellent. Okay, so perhaps before we talk about the components of the platform in detail, I want to understand the motivation for you to build Coindaily. So can you talk about briefly the problems that you've identified that you're addressing and explain the motivation behind building Coindaily?
Okay, the main reason is for investors, it's difficult to find the projects and difficult to find the investment channels. All ICO projects are separate, so we want to put them together to make it easy for investor to find them, to invest them. That's yes, why we do it.
Sort of bringing together the different sources of information into one platform, because there's so many different and often unreliable sources of information these days. So you just want to sort of bring together all of those different investment channels.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a couple points to add into that. So first of all, we don't have, like on the market right now, we don't have a comprehensive platform where for the regular users, they can see all the rating results, all the basic information, and as well as which is the most important thing, is the secure and verified investing channels. So we want to bring all these factors in just one place, so that you don't have to go to anywhere. Over the platform, you can see whatever you need to see before you make the decision, and also you can also write down your own comments, your own thoughts about the project, so that the investors themselves, they can communicate well enough before they make this investment decision.
Yeah, so I think a line that summed it up quite well was you're sort of creating a professional, reliable, convenient, and of course comprehensive platform for information and for ratings for investments. Okay, cool. No problems. Okay, now my third question is getting into more detail about the actual platform itself. So from what I've seen, you've clearly sort of defined two different users for the platform, which are your investors, but also projects and other third parties. So I'm thinking companies that are working with ICOs, etc. I'll put a graphic up on the screen so everybody can see what I'm talking about here. And then you've further broken that down into different aspects of the platform, essentially, from what I understand, sort of pre and post investment, and then also the project services for the projects themselves. So can we just firstly talk about the investor side? So can you break down and explain that first module, which is the investment decision-making platform?
Yep. I can jump in this question.
Mm-hmm.
So, so to an investor, like you said, we have two type of users mainly on the platform. One is investors, one is the third parties or the projects themselves. So for the investors, before they make the decision, they have to like know everything about a project or anything available about the project. They had to like be familiar, like see it, be familiar, and make sure that whatever they see is real, authentic. Now all these things are incorporated in our platform in the information section, and then so that's where you have your own understanding of the project. But after that, you would need to have other third parties or other independent parties opinion on the project. That's why we also want to include all the rating results. Oh, so one thing I want to mention, which is really important, is that Coindaily started as a rating years ago, so rating results to the world for the past couple of years, and on the platform right now, we're not going to only include our rating results, but as well as other third parties rating results. So for example, the rating results from ICO drops, ICO bench, and etc. So this is very important, the second part. So first is the information, the basic information about the project, and then the rating results, and the other third part, other indicators. For example, the community activities or the popularities or other experts' opinion on this. So these are the information that will help you make the investment decision. And then the last part will be, where do you invest? How can you invest? So we will in the later stage we will present this verified or verified secure investment direct channel, so that the regular investors, they can just go click into it and then just invest directly with it, so that you don't have to like talk to a lot of people and trying to find allocations or those
Right.
very risky way to invest.
Yeah, so you just, that's sort of the way that the space is going at the moment. If we're talking about ICO investments, if you're investing by yourself, then you often have such a small cap, and then you're talking about other riskier ways, such as pools and things like that, which can always be a lot higher risk. So
Exactly.
yeah. Now let's talk about the post investment services. So can you take us through those three core components for post investment?
Yes, of course. So, but after the ICO, right? A lot of users, they wanna kind of like keep track of the projects. They need to see the latest news, latest developments of the projects, and those are very important for them to know after even their investment into it. And then also we know that as I myself is an investor, I have a lot of investments. And sometimes I kind of like lost track of my investment. So we will kindly provide this access management services to the platform users. It's help you to manage your portfolio, and it's just one way to show your asset in a much more clear way. And then the last point would be the push transaction, which essentially is before the investments, before the projects got listed on exchanges, there will be a way for you to make the transaction directly to the other buyers on the platform. We call it a Coindaily OTC platform, which is the push transaction part.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most interesting components that I read. So that's going to enable access to other users of the platform to actually do OTC trades before secondary market listings.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Great. Okay. So finally, we have project service. So that's more towards projects and other third parties. So what can you offer to those third parties, or what can you offer to the projects while they want to come onto the platform?
Yep. So when we say customer service of the projects, because we throughout this couple of years, Coindaily has a lot of experience in more than just media or rating. We have actually a lot of experience in helping the projects to market. So a lot of projects, they have their own needs, and the needs are varied. So some of them, they need awareness of their project. Some of them, they need to raise money, fund development. Some of them, they need the activities within they need to increase their activities within their community. So these are all the things that we can do on the platform. And if we don't have the existing service ready for them, then we will customize the service case by case for projects. For example, they bring up the awareness of the community, or even they want to start a like brand new community, then we can help you with that too.
Okay, great. So it's sort of providing many different services for value add for projects.
Exactly.
Okay, so this might be more suited to Frank. When we talk about the roadmap, this month is set for the launch for your project information platform. So how are you going with that? Are you ready to release that working platform this month?
We must say we plan to postpone our launch of platform because we change our plan to provide both English and Chinese version together. On our white paper, we say we launch our platform this month of Chinese version, but now we change our plan to provide both English and Chinese. So we will. The platform will be launched next month.
Okay, and of course, leading on from that, it's really essential in this day and age to have a mobile application, which you're developing for both Android and Apple devices. And that was also mentioned for Q3. So are you going to be delaying that as well, or how are you going with the app?
App will also be launched next month, together with our website.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, so next month we'll be looking at. So not too long of a delay, which is good. Alrighty, so next I'd like to talk about something that I read in the white paper, which was to do with WeChat. So in there it was mentioned that you had over 100,000 subscribers to an official WeChat account. And I think that a lot of people will not really understand the significance of that. So, or maybe they won't even know what WeChat is, for example. That's possible as well. So could you talk about sort of what is the purpose of that WeChat account, and what are you doing with that? Is it mainly targeted towards Chinese users?
Okay. For Chinese, WeChat are very important app. Every Chinese use WeChat every day. We talk with friends on WeChat. We read news on WeChat. Previously, we are the biggest public account, about more than 100,000 subscribers. They read our articles every day, so we have very big influence in in China ICO market. So that's why it's mentioned in our white paper.
Gotcha. So I guess, is it fair to say that you sort of started off, excuse me, as the sort of media company with WeChat and having your today's coin and all that sort of stuff, and now you're building Coindaily from that?
Yeah, now we are updating our product from media to website and app because public WeChat public account has many shortcomings. It can only be updated once one day, and the length of the article is limited. We cannot put hundreds of ICO projects in one article. We cannot. But by website and app, we could put more ICO projects inside. And also, very importantly, on website, on app, you could invest projects. That's very important for investors. Media, you can only read the information. You cannot invest.
Sure, I understand. So it makes sense to move from WeChat to what you're doing now. So let's talk about the token that you're introducing. That's called Daily. So first of all, why do you feel like you need a token for this? Is it really necessary for you to create a cryptocurrency token for this platform?
Yeah, token is is a way for investors to grow up with us together, and also token could attract first users to our platform. Token is the key for the whole system. Yes, in our systems, normal users, ordinary users use token to pay fees on the platform, and super users use token to get this priority of super user, so they could provide investment channels for investors.
Right, so you've gotten into what I wanted to talk about next, which was you have super and ordinary users. So correct me if I'm wrong, this is how I understand it. Ordinary users can be rewarded in tokens, for example, reading content, for looking at advertisements, and for even the content that they produce on the platform. And they can even hold tokens and be eligible for future airdrops. And then you have super users who can actually receive priority in reviews and release of content. They can have priority in terms of ad bidding. So I felt like that was more towards companies and ICOs. But what was interesting was I saw that you could pledge a certain amount of tokens on the platform to be classified as a user. So does that super user? Sorry. So does that mean that you need to lock up tokens for a certain period of time to be a super user?
Yes, you need deposit and lock up some daily tokens to get this super. Yes.
To say, so the reason they need to pledge or stake a certain amount of daily token on the platform is for the super users, because a lot of the super users, we expect them to do the fundraising on the platforms, and then this pledge or staking itself will work as an insurance to those regular investors. So for example, if a project comes up and want to raise money on the platform, they need to pledge to be a super users, so that this pledge itself will work as a guarantee. If there's anything bad happen to the project, at least we have this pledge amount to reimburse to the users, so that it's more secure and safe.
Okay, interesting. Cool. Thank you for adding that. I didn't know that. Alrighty. And the supply for the token is 20 billion. That's right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, no problems. Cool. So now I'd like to move on to my last question, which is just in general. The project is very well backed. If you talk about funds, so we have some very well-known funds like FBG, GBIC, Link VC. These are well-known. But what caught my eye was that we see many exchanges listed as partners, and that was including Binance. So I would like to ask, what is the nature of these partnerships? How significant are they for Binance or any other exchange in the space? What does that mean?
Okay, Nate, answer this question. Okay.
I was kind of waiting for you.
We provide a rating for Binance. You could find the rating information on Binance Exchange website. That's first. Second, we also did some promotion and marketing for Binance. Because previously we are a media company.
And yeah, we do have a lot very well-known investors in us, like FBG that you just mentioned, FBG, GBIC, as well as Kinetic Capital, which is based in Hong Kong and USA, and a couple other offices as well. They are very supportive to us, and they will promote the platform for us, of course, and they will definitely introduce more resources and connections to us, so that we can really build this community. Because the strategy or the mission of our platform is not going to be focusing on the Asian market or the China market. It's going to be a global market. That's why we need all these partners from all over the world to work together to make this happen.
Okay, excellent. So we've pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover today. We've gone through sort of what the platform is, covered the main components. We've talked a little bit about the token. Just quickly, are you going to be having a public sale of the daily tokens?
Yes, we'll be having a small public sale later October probably.
Okay, and the whitelist is open for that at the moment?
I'm sorry?
Is the whitelisting process for that open at the moment?
Yes, it is open now.
Okay, excellent. And of course, people can find out more information about that on the website. So that's it. That's all for this AMA. Coindaily is it's a project that I've been hearing more and more about recently, and I really think there is an opportunity for you here to create a successful platform. Like I said, granted that you can onboard users onto the platform. So for all information on Coindaily, the website is coindaily.io. And of course, as always, I thank you both, Frank and Nate, for coming on today. And I wish you and the team all the best in the coming months.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.